The world of college football never stops because there's always some type of information that's coming out about an athlete that's decided to make a move to go here, go there, or better yet, a coach that's decided, hey, listen, I want to go ahead and change up my app. I want to go ahead and change up the atmosphere for myself and do something different as well. I'm going to tell you this right now. We're going to continue to keep seeing athletes from our favorite football teams, our favorite college football teams, that is, make moves that's going to be best for them and their family in their current situations. So we have to be respectful and understand how that goes. But I'm going to tell you right now, there's two young men that's going to come into a program where they're going to have an opportunity for a redemption as well as a resurgence of their collegiate football careers. These two young men definitely could be impactful to this program. They come in there and hit the ground running like many of us think they could possibly do. But guys, we're going to go ahead and talk about these young men right after this. You know it's your favorite coach back at it again. 10 toes down, about to tell you how it all went down. This is Tomorrow Leader Sports Network with your host, Coach Walker. If you're new to the channel, please like, share, subscribe. Hit that notification bell so you can get all upcoming videos. For all my leaders out there, welcome back. Y'all know the drill. Y'all know the routine. If you haven't done so already, please like, comment, and share these videos. And tap in the friend to tell to come on in. It's not but positive vibes. We just having a good time talking about HBCU sports. And don't forget, you can follow us on all social media platforms. The links are listed down below in the description. So without further ado, we're going to go ahead and get on in this thing and get straight to it. Because they're like, Coach, who in the world you talking about? Redemption, resurgence? Man, what you over there trying to do? You trying to get your PhD or something, bro? What you talking about, man? What's all this stuff here you giving us today? You giving us all these big words, got my mind scrambling. It's Thursday. I mean, I'm trying to figure this out right now. I'm trying to get ready for the weekend because it's holiday weekend here. I'm trying to get ready for the happy hour. Well, guys, relax. Hold on. You got to talk about these young men because, you know, we're watching athletes at a high clip go from program to program. And a lot of these young men that, you know, they think that they're finding a home. And once they get there or see exactly how things roll, they decide, hey, you know what? This might not be for me. And decide to do an about face and want to move on and go somewhere else. And oftentimes, they don't quite think about the ramifications behind when you made that choice and decide that's the direction that you wanted to go. And then when you do that about face, how not only does the program that you did that to, but others that may consider wanting to talk to you decide, you know what, we ain't gonna fool with you. But I'll say this, there's opportunities out there for every athlete to, you know, have that chance to get out there and make a move and do something different for themselves to put themselves in a better position, regardless if it's, you know, playing on the top tier level, playing in the middle, or playing at the lower level, just to keep themselves going so that people can see the type of athleticism that they have that could very well be useful or be of some use to them in their professional programs, whatever have you. So it's just a matter of deciding what's best for yourself. But, you know, like I said, change happens every day in college football. Like I said, you see the athletes move and we've seen coaches move. So, I mean, we understand all of that. We understand everything that's going on with that. And sometimes athletes that are coming into the programs, as I stated before, they can have instant impact if they're willing to come in and do the things that they need to do that's being required of them. Now, some of these athletes that are making these changes, that's moving from one place to the next, they still have that raw talent. So I'm hoping that they're working on them skills before they go back into summer camp and they end up having to go through a whole bunch of things, you know, as far as with getting themselves ramped up to understand the terminology that's going to be used with the defense or the offense, whatever have you, or better yet, just working on their skills as far as standing in the weight room, being in condition when they get back into camp, to whereas they don't have to, you know, continue to keep working through, and then maybe by mid-season you start getting some burn, and by that time you kind of burnt out because you don't understand why coach ain't put you in yet. But understand, as long as you're working your tail off to get that opportunity, that's all that matters. Folks paid attention to this, and some folks were just, you know, laughing at the fact that it happened because of the institution that it happened to. State lost a lot of athletes last year. Just looking at the interior defensive linemen, they had 15 that was on the line that I counted. I could be off by a few. If I am, please forgive me, Tiger fans out there. But I'm saying all of that to say this. Even though that the Jackson State Tigers football team lost some athletes due to them wanting to get a transfer portal, or some that ran out of eligibility and moved on to go play professional sports, it happens. We already know it happens. But the crazy thing is, all of the side snickering and the jokes and all of the chaos, you know, it's like, you know, folks are throwing them jokes over the bow, boy, hiding their hand like, oh, I got another one off for the watch there. Boom! with you. You sit there laughing like, yeah, I got you. Jackson State fans just sit back like, okay, we're gonna take that one on the chin too. Okay, we're gonna take that one too. And now all of a sudden, when you're sitting back, you're looking at athletes coming in the door, wanting to be a part of this Jackson State Tigers football program. And I stated once again, I'm looking at the interior defensive linemen, and I'm looking at the athletes that head coach T.C. Taylor and Coach O, along with the rest of the Jackson State Tigers football coaching staff, are getting out here to recruit and bring it to the program. And now I know many of you are sitting there saying, hey, but you know, had they did this, all of these things wouldn't happen. Let me break something down to you. If was a fifth, we'd all be sitting here drunk right now watching what Coach talking about right now, right? But that's for neither here nor there. I gotta love exactly what the new leader of these young men is doing, in which a lot of these young men, they saw the value as far as playing for Coach TC, as they say, guard the yard. Now, looking at what they're doing right now, these two young men that's coming in here, you got one young man that's an old face that's coming back. And I got to say, welcome back, big fella. I hate that you weren't out there last season, but you already know who I'm talking about. If y'all don't know who I'm talking about, he played with the team in 2021. He was a part of that SWAC Championship team, none other than Mr. Coynis Miller, who was a transfer in from Auburn University. He came into Jackson State in 2020. His 2021 season, the young man had 20 tackles, 5 tackles for loss, 1.5 sacks, 1 fumble recovery, and 1 quarterback hurry. Now, Coynis Miller definitely will be out there on the field playing in the 0, 1, or 3, maybe the 5 technique. We'll see if they're willing to put him out that far, but I definitely can see him playing at the 0, 1, and 3 technique on that interior Jackson State defensive line this upcoming season. Now, like I said, Miller is coming into his last season, in which after this season, he has no more eligibility left. This young man has the opportunity to write the last chapter in the manner in which he wants it to be written. Why am I saying this? Because of the simple fact that this young man has the talent and the ability to get out there on that field and really showcase what he can do against opposing teams. But it's going to be up to him to make sure that he does everything he needs to do. While many people think that the eyes that has been on Jackson State is no longer going to be there, trust and believe. You're going to see a lot of people coming through there wanting to see the type of athletes that Jackson State have that could very well be drafted come next season when draft time comes back around. But it's up to you to do the things that you need to do right now to make sure you get yourself in that lineup, to be in that number for people to come in there and check you out to see, okay, this young man can do this. So I'm hoping this young man got that motor ready. I'm hoping he's in shape, ready to get after it, get to it, and do what he needs to do. I already feel that head coach T.C. Taylor and the coaching staff did a once over to check him out to see exactly what all he has going on and what he's been doing since he didn't play last season, to make sure he's going to be able to come out there and contribute this season. So, big fella, I hope you're ready. I hope that motor is ready for you to get out there and get after it this season, because I wish that young man nothing but the best of luck, and I know he's going to do it. But you know what? We're going to talk about this next young man that's coming through here, in which this young man he's another one that could definitely be impactful to the Jackson State Tigers football program, especially in their defensive line rotation. This young man was one of Arkansas' top players in 2021. He's a former defensive lineman for Colorado University, Tyus Martin, in which he played in 13 games while over at Colorado University. He had 13 tackles, 1 tackle for loss. Now, this young man has, I believe, about 3 years of eligibility left. This young man can play as well as Miller. He can play the 0 to 1 and the 3 technique. So definitely knowing that they're going to have fresh legs that they can put out there on the field, that's going to be able to get out there and compete at a high level continuously. The defense was structured on that last season, where they were interchanging defensive linemen in and out, making sure that those linemen were able to get out there and do what they needed to do out there on the field. So like I said, this young man here, looking at what he's capable of doing based on his film, this young man's ability to split double teams and locate the ball will be something that we're all going to be paying close attention to. This young man makes sure that his center of gravity is low when he gets off that ball. He's not standing straight up where you got access to his chest, where you can just go ahead and stand him up and just guide him whichever way you want to go. You guys seen me talk about that in the past. This young man definitely knows how to shed blocks as well as stay flat when he's coming across that line of scrimmage, not allowing the quarterback or the running back to cut back into lanes that's going to allow them to break for big gains. This young man definitely knows how to pace himself when he's coming up the field and being able to stop those running backs and quarterbacks from getting, just getting out on them where he's going to end up gashing that defense because everybody is out of their lanes when it comes down to trying to make a tackle against the opposing team rusher or quarterback. I can't wait to see both of these young men get out there on the field and work some things out this season to see exactly what they're going to be able to do within that Jackson State Tigers defense. You got True Thompson, you got Carlton Godale, you got Zion Walker, you got Julius Reynolds, you got Devontae Davis, you got Jacob Humphreys, you got Jeremiah Williams, and then you got the new guys that's coming in, Phillip Webb, Barney, and Cooks. So definitely looking at what all these young men are going to be able to do. I can honestly see Jackson State bringing in more defensive linemen to go ahead and add add a plethora of depth to that interior defensive line to make sure that they have everything in place so that they can get out there and have a strong impact on that defensive side of the ball. You got to remember, defense for Jackson State over the past 2 seasons was their calling card, in which they were stopping teams cold. When Jackson State ran rum shot on FAMU and the Orange Blossom Classic last year, I think they put up with it should have been a 60-piece. They put up 50-plus points on FAMU. I know they didn't have everybody there because of the ineligibility issues, but I'm sure this year everybody's going to be looking to get their get back against Jackson State. And trust and believe, head coach T.C. Taylor ain't trying to go out there looking crazy. So you better buckle down and understand they're looking to come out here and show and prove to everybody that they have the athletes that's going to be able to come compete again for that SWAC championship. Like I said, two-time SWAC champions. They ain't trying to go out like a tough uphill battle to do it 3 times, but they have the right man in place to make sure that those young men are prepared and ready to go to get it done. Congratulations to both of those young men for bringing their talents to the Jackson State Tigers football program, and definitely look forward to seeing them do some phenomenal things this upcoming season. But guys, Coach going to go ahead and get up on out this thing. But until next time, be the one and lead.